Deep beneath the crust where we stand, something ancient and alien resides. Two colossal structures, millions of times larger than Everest, are hiding in the shadows. Do we truly understand the planet we call home? Or are we merely inhabitants living atop the remains of a mysterious, hybrid planetary mummy from long ago? Reports are surfacing of anomalies that defy our standard geological models. Something is down there, and it is far more complex than any rock we have ever studied. Geologists have discovered two giant continent-sized blobs buried 2,900 kilometers deep. These are the Large Low-Shear-Velocity Provinces, the greatest mysteries of our modern world. They are located at the boundary between the core and the mantle, standing as silent sentinels that have remained unchanged for billions of years since the beginning. For decades, these structures were just whispers in seismic data. But now we realize they are solid proof of a violent encounter that shaped our entire history. The data suggests these blobs are not made of the same material as the rest of the mantle. They are heavier, hotter, and potentially from another world. One sits beneath the African continent, while the other rests deep under the Pacific Ocean. Together, they represent a significant portion of our planet's total mass. Imagine a world within a world, a place where the laws of physics under extreme pressure have preserved the remnants of a cataclysmic event from the past. Are they just geological accidents? Or are they the dead parts of another planet that merged with ours during a cosmic collision of epic proportions? The hunt for the truth has led us deep underground, and where the echoes of ancient collisions still vibrate through the very ground we walk upon today. When an earthquake strikes, it sends waves through the planet like a giant medical scan. These waves reveal the internal structure of the Earth in incredible detail. As these waves hit the LLSVPs, they slow down significantly. This telltale sign told scientists that they had hit something much denser and hotter than normal. The scale of these structures is staggering. If they were placed on the surface, they would extend halfway into space, dwarfing even the tallest mountain ranges. Scientists call them the monsters of the deep. For years, they were considered anomalies. But now, they are the key to understanding Earth's internal engine. These zones are the birthplaces of massive thermal plumes that rise to the surface, fueling volcanic activity in places like Hawaii and the African Rift. While the rest of the mantle slowly churns and flows, these structures remain fixed, resisting the currents of molten rock that circulate around them constantly. Their composition is a mystery. They seem to be chemically distinct, containing elements that are rare in the upper mantle but common in planetary cores. By combining data from thousands of sensors worldwide, researchers have been able to map these structures with the precision of a modern MRI scan. They don't just sit there. They interact with the liquid iron core, influencing the very magnetic field that protects our planet from deadly solar radiation. From the depths of space to the bottom of the ocean, the search for the origin of these blobs has become the greatest detective story. Could these structures be the seeds of a lost world? The chemical signatures suggest they didn't form here. They were brought here by a force. Their massive weight affects how our planet spins and wobbles in space, acting as a gravitational anchor deep within the belly of the Earth. They act as thermal barriers, redirecting the flow of heat from the core and creating the geological patterns we see on the surface today. What we once thought was a simple layer cake of rock is actually a complex graveyard of planetary history, waiting for us to uncover its secrets. The question is no longer whether they exist, but what they represent for our understanding of the solar system's violent and chaotic early years. 4.5 billion years ago, the solar system was a shooting gallery of planetary embryos, all vying for space and survival in the chaos. Out of the darkness emerged Theia, a rogue planet the size of Mars, moving with terrifying speed toward a direct encounter with our young world. The impact was so powerful, it partially vaporized both planets, creating a sea of molten rock and a cloud of debris that circled the Earth. This cosmic catastrophe gave birth to our moon, but the fate of Theia itself has always been a mystery. Oh, where did the rest of it go? New research suggests that Theia didn't just shatter. Its heavy core and mantle fragments sank deep into the Earth, settling near our own planet's core. These alien fragments were denser than Earth's rock, allowing them to survive the intense heat and pressure without fully mixing into the surrounding material. Over billions of years, these fragments gathered into the two massive blobs we see today, serving as the skeletal remains of a long-dead world. As Earth cooled and life began to emerge on the surface, the ghost of Theia remained trapped in the deep, a hidden part of our identity. This isn't just a theory anymore. Advanced simulations published in the journal Nature confirm that this scenario is the most likely explanation for these anomalies. The heat was so intense it should have mixed everything together. But the density of Theia's remains acted like oil and water, just staying separate. Theia's legacy is written in the very structure of our planet, making Earth a hybrid entity, a combination of two distinct planetary bodies. We often think of ourselves as living on Earth, but in reality, we are living on a fusion of Earth and its ancient, lost sibling. These structures are the Theia, the remains of a planet that sacrificed itself to give us the moon and the Earth we know today. They are the largest pieces of extraterrestrial material on our planet, and they have been right under our feet for over 4 billion years. The energy released in that moment was enough to reshape the entire inner solar system, leaving behind a permanent mark on our planetary DNA. The moon and the LLSVPs are two sides of the same coin, both born from the same violent event that defined our world's beginning. By studying these deep structures, we are effectively performing an autopsy on a planet that hasn't existed for billions of years. They are more than just rock, and they are the memories of a cosmic impact that changed everything, preserved in the cold, dark depths. We are walking on the bones of a dead planet. Every mountain, every ocean, and every breath we take is a result of this union. When astronauts first brought back rocks from the moon, they found something shocking. The moon's chemistry was almost identical to the Earth's mantle. This similarity was a puzzle. If the moon came from a collision, it should have been made mostly of the impactor planet, Theia, but the oxygen isotopes were a match. This suggested that either the impactor was identical to Earth, or the two planets completely mixed together. Recent missions by China's CNSA have provided even more data, confirming that the moon's deep interior holds clues to this shared planetary ancestry. The missing piece of the puzzle was always Theia. If its fragments are the LLSVPs, then the math finally starts to make sense for everyone. Yet the LLSVPs are the other half of the Theia puzzle. They're the portions of the planet that didn't end up in orbit around Earth. Geochemists have found primitive signatures in lava from these volcanoes substances that haven't been on the surface for billions of years since the impact. These rocks contain helium-3, a rare gas that was trapped inside the Earth during its formation, possibly carried here by the heart of Theia. From the deep mines of Africa to the volcanic islands of the Pacific, the evidence of our hybrid nature is slowly being unearthed by scientists. The LLSVPs are 2 to 3% denser than the mantle, exactly what you would expect from the iron-rich remains of a planetary core. With every new seismic study, the picture becomes clearer. We are seeing the internal anatomy of a world that died so ours could live. This discovery redefines our place in the solar system. We aren't just one planet. We are a complex mixture of cosmic history and debris. The Moon is the child of Earth and Theia, but the LLSVPs are the remnants of the parent that stayed behind, buried in our heart. It was a chaotic beginning, but the result was a stable home for life, balanced by the heavy alien masses deep within the planet's core. The same material that makes up the craters on the Moon is likely the same material that forms the superstructures under our very feet. Diamonds formed near the core-mantle boundary sometimes carry tiny inclusions of this alien material, acting as time capsules from the age of Theia. The consensus is growing. Our planet's most unusual features are the direct result of the most violent day in our world's long 4 billion year history. To see the LLSVPs is to look at the last surviving pieces of a world that never got the chance to grow into its own planet. We are a hybrid world, a cosmic survivor, and in these superstructures are the proof of our incredible and terrifyingly violent origin story in space. Our planet's magnetic field is our only defense against the sun's deadly radiation. Without it, the atmosphere would be stripped away and life would perish. This field is generated by the movement of liquid iron in the outer core. But this flow is not as simple as we once thought. The massive LLSVP structures act like giant speed bumps, or thermal insulators, forcing the molten iron to flow in strange and irregular patterns. This disruption is most visible in the South Atlantic Anomaly, a mysterious dent in Earth's magnetic field, where the protection is dangerously low for satellites. When satellites pass through this region, they often experience computer glitches and hardware damage due to the intense bombardment of high-energy solar particles. Because the LLSVPs are so hot and dense, they change how heat escapes the core, which in turn controls the strength of our magnetic shield. The shifting of these buried giants may even be related to the wandering of the magnetic poles, which have been moving at an accelerating rate lately. As the magnetic field fluctuates, we may see auroras in unusual places, a beautiful but haunting reminder of the power shifting deep below our feet. If the LLSVPs continue to influence the core's flow, we could be facing a total magnetic pole reversal, a process that takes thousands of years. They are the silent masters of our world's engine. They don't just sit there. They dictate the very environment that allows life to thrive. The stability of our modern technological civilization depends on the shield these deep Earth monsters help regulate, whether we realize it or not, or care. They also drive the movement of tectonic plates. The heat they release can trigger the breakup of continents and the birth of new oceans. And it is a delicate balance between the surface we know and the alien underworld that controls the fate of our magnetic and geological future forever. Our survival is linked to the ghost of Theia. These remains are not just dead rock. They are the gears in the machine of life. The next time you look at a compass or see the northern lights, remember the giants sleeping 2,900 kilometers beneath your feet. We have traveled a long way from the chaotic birth of the solar system. Earth has transformed from a ball of fire into a cradle. Every step we take is on a planet that is literally a cosmic mosaic. We are the inheritors of a massive, ancient planetary merger. When we look up at the stars, we search for alien life. But we often forget that there is something alien right here inside our planet. Without that violent collision, we might not have had a large moon to stabilize our tilt, or the magnetic field to protect our air. We are made of star stuff, but we live on a world made of planet stuff, a fusion of two worlds that became something entirely new and unique. The mystery of the superstructures reminds us that we are still just beginning to explore the depths of our own home and its secrets. As we decode the signals from the deep, we find a story of destruction and creation that is more epic than any work of fiction. What other secrets are hidden in the dark? The Earth is a book with many chapters yet to be read by the curious minds of tomorrow. Do you believe we are living on a hybrid planet? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join us as we uncover more mysteries. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest explorations into the unknown corners of our universe and planet. Every discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next mystery.